Homer's car was parked right between the Twin Towers. It was also covered with parking tickets. He tried to pick the lock with his teeth. In the end, he still failed. Homer called the relevant department. He was told to wait until 4 o'clock. While Homer was waiting, passers-by threw coins at him. He wanted to buy some food, but he couldn't leave the car. Luckily, a food cart showed up behind him. Even though the food was really terrible, Homer still ate all of it. He also bought a lot of juice. Soon, he needed to use the bathroom, but he couldn't leave the car. He wanted to use the mailbox to solve his problem.
Don't even think about it, pal.
Homer twisted his body, imagining what a bathroom looked like. He couldn't hold it any longer. He cut in line through the crowd, squeezed into the elevator and made it to the bathroom, but it was out of order. Homer ran to the other building. Finally, he relieved himself. When he turned around, he found one more parking ticket. Faced with the high fine of $250, Homer forced the car to start. The area around the wheels was all damaged. He drove down the road with difficulty because he was driving too slowly. He was yelled at by other drivers. Homer wanted to listen to some music. When he passed a construction crew, he used the worker's jackhammer, trying to break the lock on the car. Luckily, he succeeded. Homer pulled out a hamburger. He lay down neatly. He covered his body with fast food. He drove with his other hand. When he took a bite of the hamburger, the sauce splattered onto the windshield. To not let the food go to waste, Homer held up his watch. He used the reflected light to see the road. He wobbled his way to the nuclear power plant, but the brakes were blocked by a toy. He crashed through the railing. Mr. Burns was bribing an inspector. The next second, Homer came flying in.
Promise me, you'll report this.
Homer got fired. He was tossed outside the nuclear power plant, along with his broken car. To keep Marge from finding out, Homer had to wander the streets. Suddenly, he saw a job posting. The boss hired him right away. But when greeting customers, Homer seemed a bit slow-witted. The customers were scared off. Faced with the boss's anger, Homer quietly turned on the radio. He was assigned to the door. He took a liking to an ambulance, even though its brakes were faulty and the engine was rusted. But as he stared at the siren, Homer remembered his childhood dream. The kids were playing doctor and nurse. Homer immediately picked up the props / their game. Marge was a little angry. After all, the family didn't have much money, but Homer said it would be fine. Ever since he got the ambulance, Homer loved driving around everywhere, and even started an ambulance business. Homer picked up the hot soup and splashed it on the robber. The robber was instantly scalded and passed out. The boss gave Homer $1 to show gratitude. When he got home, Lisa's doll was gone. On the tree branch outside Homer's window, there was a hat. Homer went to the hat shop and ran into the gangster who'd come to buy a hat. Homer grabbed him and shook him. The doll fell out of the gangster's pocket. Lisa thanked Homer very much. Homer talked about what happened at the convenience store. Marge suggested he start a security company, which would let him perfectly protect people and hit others. Homer contacted his friends. He also made a commercial. In no time, everyone in Springfield heard about Homer's security company. Store owners would track him down with free food. Kids chased him for autographs. While the sheriff was playing a blindfolded game, the mayor revoked his law enforcement authority and handed everything over to Homer. To protect public safety, Homer decided to go after Fat Tony. When Fat Tony was counterfeiting poodles, Homer broke in with a gun. It turned out there was a listening device in the ferret. After Fat Tony got out of prison, he sought revenge. He drove to the Simpsons' house. As the two sides faced off, gunshots suddenly rang out. Then Fat Tony and his men fell to the ground. Homer thought the sheriff had fired the shots, but it was actually Maggie.
Checking on our little sweetie pie, man.